Sorry. Okay, so hey, this is Allie and this is Tiffany.
Hey.
And she's my family friend, and she is a hairdresser, and she's gonna tell me a little bit about her profession. Okay, so first question is, please tell me about how you got into your line of work. When did you first know that you wanted to be a hairdresser?
I did not first know that I wanted to be a hairdresser. My mom was a hairdresser, and I worked with her since I was about the age of 14. She told me if I wanted extra money, and I did. She said, you have to work. So I did, and I liked being around people, and I liked the beauty business. So I guess that's kind of how I followed in the footsteps.
Yeah. What do you like and dislike about your job?
Mostly I like the customers, the people that I work with. My coworkers, I love them, and I get to work with a lot of cool customers that turn into my friends on a daily basis. Some I've worked with for years, so I've got to build a lot of lasting relationships, which has been good. I would like to call myself an artist, and it's a good way to be artistic every day. It's a good artistic outlet for me, so I do enjoy that, and it's a fun job. I get to go to hair shows, which is really fun. Get to be creative, get to watch other creative people, and I get to constantly learn.
And she
new
gets
things.
to cut my hair whenever
I get to
need
do
it.
Allie's hair. I get to do lots of people's hair. It's really fun. I've gotten to do a lot of people's weddings and proms. I also do makeup.
That's
So
what we
it's
like to
fun.
hear.
It's a fun job.
Okay. What did you think you were going to be when you grew up?
Oh gosh, when I was really young, I used to say I would be a speech pathologist.
What is that?
I'm not sure why. It's someone that helps people learn to speak. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I just was kind of going with the flow, and
It's okay.
yeah.
I remember I thought I was going to be a singer, even though I'm a terrible singer. That's okay.
I definitely never thought I was going to be a singer.
Yeah.
I've known from forever that I was not good at that.
Okay. Do you have any favorite stories from your work life, or any stories that you want to share?
I've gotten to take some really cool trips during my career. So I've been doing this for 18 years. But I've actually been working in the salon for probably 22 or 23 years since when I worked with my mom.
Yeah.
During some of my training, I got to travel to Paris twice in my 20s, which was really fun. Got to travel to New York several times for hair shows and classes, California, Minneapolis, Florida, all some other place, New Orleans.
Yeah.
So the traveling is really fun. I get to see different places, meet different people, work shows where we get up on stage and do people's hair.
Yeah.
So all of that's really fun.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you had to do it over, what would you do differently? Would you go to a different school, or I know you went to a beauty school, so would you go to a different one, or?
So I actually did not go to beauty school when I finished high
just
school.
kidding.
When I finished high school, I took about 9 months off, and I just worked until I could figure out what I wanted to do. I did not want to follow my mom's footsteps. That was the $1 million question. Are you follow my mom's footsteps? I said, no, I'm not. I'm going to do something different. But I knew I didn't want to go to college. That just was not for me. I was more of a creative person. I wasn't really a book person. So I went to school for skincare. I was like, well, I'll do facials and makeup. So I did. So I did go to a beauty school in a sense, but it was a different kind. I got a license to be an esthetician. So I did that. And then my first real big job was a makeup artist at Sigger's Hairdressers. And I worked there for 8 years. And in that time, I learned to do hair. They do an apprenticeship there. So I was able to, while I was doing makeup, I took hair classes at the salon during the day. So I kind of did both for a while. So I sold makeup, did makeup for weddings, proms, homecomings, got to teach people how to do makeup, got to sell makeup. And then I started to do hair, and then I did both for a while. So that was good.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Are there any mistakes or wrong turns that you made that you now think were very helpful in your process?
I think any mistake is usually helpful because if you're smart, you'll learn from it. So in hair, for sure, you learn from mistakes. You're like, well, I'm not going to do that again. Or sometimes you make the same mistakes a few times, and that's okay too. But if you learn from them, that's what makes you better, and that's what makes you be more successful as you move along. You asked me something else, wrong turn. No, I wouldn't really change anything because whether I think I might have stayed at one job for too long or not long enough, I think in the end it's what you make it, and that's things happen for a reason. And when you're ready to make a change, you'll do it because it's time. You'll just know.
Yes, I know you mentioned your mom did this as well, but do you think other than her that you had any mentors or inspiration, or do you think she was like your main reason for getting into this?
She started it for sure, and then other hairdressers that were her friends that I worked with, that I grew up with, influenced me. And then along the way, every salon that I've worked at, different people mentor me because as a hairdresser, people are all artists and they're all different. And so the more that you watch them, you can learn and then develop your own creative style.
Yes, that's cool. If you had to say one thing to somebody like becoming a hairdresser, or like that has a desire to be a hairdresser, what recommendations would you give them?
I would say to start out at a salon where they can train you and be as attentive, work really hard, and watch as many people as you can and learn as much as you can from other people. Ask questions. It's never a bad question.
True.
Just don't be afraid to work hard, especially in the beginning, because it definitely takes hard work. Hairdressing is hard work. You stand up all day. Not everyone is nice and warm and fuzzy. Some people are harder to deal with, but it all makes you good at what you do.
Yes. If you could have any job in the world today, what would you do and why? Or would you still be a hairdresser?
I absolutely love what I do.
Really?
Yeah, I absolutely love what I do.
That's good. Do you think this job is the best you could have done based on your skill sets, or do you think like you could have done something different that would have like benefited your like natural talents in a different way?
No, I think I'm where I'm supposed to be. I do love it. If I had any sort of a regret that I had any college classes, I wish I had a little bit more background in business, and that if I wanted to I do essentially own my own business now, but I work at a large salon and I rent my space. So having some background in that would always be good. So education is definitely always good, but
true.
Try to follow your heart. And if you don't know, then just keep working until you figure it out.
And you're super creative, so I think it just goes well. And then last question, what is the hardest thing you think about your job?
As I get older, I am realizing that it's very physically challenging to stand up all day. And you got to wear cute shoes because you have to be stylish, because if you don't look cute, then you can't convince other people that you can make them look cute.
True.
So just the physical part of it. Using your back and your hands and your shoulders and all of that kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
actually
it's physically demanding.
I could see that.
It's harder than you think if you do 4 or 5 days a week and you stand up for 8 or 10 hours a day.
I agree. I get tired doing my own hair sometimes. So.
Right. And then what if you had that for 2 hours and then you've got another person that come in, then another one, and another. Sometimes you have 2 and 3 people at one time.
No.
So it's busy.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Oh, I think that's all of our questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And that's it. Peace out.
Bye-bye.